Hello everyone and welcome back. In the last episode we shared an important value, the HTMS points. A lot of users are using it, but what they are, who created them, and do you know the reason why behind their name? Today we will discover it. We will speak about the HTMS points and their origin. As first step, let's speak about the ability. As we told in the last episode, the ability is showing the quality of the player today, considering their skills. But how is calculated? Let's have a look on this table. You can see for each skill specific points, taking in consideration the training speed. For example, defending is gaining more points than winger skill. Or set pieces is the lower contributor to generate the ability points. On top of that, higher is the level of the skill, more points you can make. This is the concept behind the table and how at the end are composed the ability points that we are seeing every day through Foxtrick. Now let's do a real example. Miguel is with 17 years old and I use the previous table to generate the ability points. So for each skill I added the points that I saw in the previous table and adding a sum with the sum of all of them I achieved 413 points. That is the same level of points that I will find through Foxtrick and the HTMS points. So here we have the example of the ability. In the second step, we need to speak about the potential. The potential is the value that shows how much can be strong a player at 28 years old, if trained properly with a good stuff. We can say that the potential is composed by the ability table in the left and the potential table in the right. The potential table was built trying to make an easy calculation, able to compare players of different age cluster without taking in consideration which kind of training the player will receive in the future. Each player can gain 10 points thanks to the training, so in one season you can make 160 points. But, as we know, older is the player, slower is the training. Therefore, age after age, the points are reducing step by step. Inserting the target at 28 years old, with this easy calculation, we are able to compare players of different age cluster, understanding which one will be stronger in that moment. But now let's do an example to understand how is done the calculation. We have, as always, Miguel, 17 years old, with his ability, and we will add to the ability the potential thanks to the table potential. Therefore, we are 17 years old with 0 days. We will add all the points of the first year at 17 years old. We will add all the points that Miguel can make in 11 seasons, reaching the 28 years old 0 days. And we will achieve 413 plus 1641, we will achieve the potential that Foxtrick is showing to us, that is 2044 points. So that's it, guys. This is how are built the HTMS points. Today is so easy to understand, but I was so curious to understand the HTMS points origin, who was the creator and when they were introduced. And I finally found the answer. We need to come back in 2011, more than 10 years ago. We need to go in Italy, in the official Fed of the national team, and here we can see the original discussion about the HTMS point. It was just the idea. The thread was called a new tool. The Italian staff was trying to find a way to give order in their list in the scout management, trying to give priority to the right players followed by the staff, trying to compare players of different age cluster. Vespiacic, the Italian chess scout of that period in Italy, was introducing to the community for the first time the table that I showed you before. He created the first table about the ability and the second one about the potential. He was speaking in this discussion of 24 pages about the table logic, trying to understand the correct methodology and the correct target to insert for the potential, the current 28 years old that we are using today. Other people supported Vespiacic, like for example Dan Fisico that he was mentioning, to define the current weight points in each table. But another important actor in this story was Tized. Who was Tized? In that period, he was supporting the Italian staff and he was really good with the tools and the informatic settings in general. In that period, he created already a tool called HTMS Match Simulator, and we can see here the web page. And what he did? He simply embedded this calculation in his HTMS web page, and for this reason he called them HTMS Points, the current point that we are using today. After the years, with the new rules in the staff and training settings, Tazed did some upgrading the table points, and I show you before the current methodology. So that's it, guys. We need to thank Tazed that was able to provide us for the first time in the web the automatic way to generate the points. After that, these points were embedded in Hattrick in Hattrick portal, but also today, looking at the first table shared by Vespiacic, we can understand how much strong, easy and so powerful his idea was. And after more than 10 years, all the Hattrick users are using it not only for national management, but also for their purchasing, for example. And for this reason, I really have to thank to Vespiacic, to Tized, and to all the people that embedded in their tool this easy calculation. And I would like to underline how much is important the work done in the national teams. We are supporting a lot of users day after day. Sometimes our request is not always aligned with the club plans, but remember that the proactivity of the national team staff support all the users and the whole game. And with this video we can have a real example of that. So, for today, really thank you all. I hope that you found interesting this story. See you in the next video. Ciao ciao!